I'm Janus Jaguar, and in this tutorial we are going to go over command buttons. Specifically, I am going to show you how to make your own command button, which specifically I'm going to go over the type of command button, potentially the weapon slot for the command button, which comes in 3 types, as in slot 1, 2, and 3, the options, and the radius cursor type. Alright, so let's go over the command type. So as you can see, there is quite a few here that you can choose from, but in reality, you're only going to be using a few of these. For example, you'll probably only be using the object upgrade, player upgrade, cell, fire weapon, special power, purchase science, switch weapon. Now we will go over the options. Now I don't know potentially what many of these means, but here are your option choices. For example, need an upgrade is a common one. So if, for example, if you have the Scud missile, you can set it so you can need the Anthrax upgrade before you can shoot the secondary missile, which is an example of also the next portion, which is the weapon slot. That would be a weapon slot primary and a weapon slot secondary for the Scud missile. You could also add a tertiary weapon too. So that would be your slot 1, 2, and 3. And that looks like something like this in the unit or building command depending how you wish to do that. Next we will go into border types. There is 4 boarding types, and let's future Janus take care of this one. Future Janus here, and let's check these out. So we're going to have the build border, which is this light blue border, and then we are going to have the upgrade border, which is this orange border. Then we're going to have the system border, which is this yellow border right here, which last but not least leaves us with the action border, which is this green border right here for upgrades, or rather actions and super weapons, as you can see. Lastly, let's go over the radius cursor type. As you can see here, this is related to the in-game UI.ini if you want to add any other ones or modify anything. So as you can see, there is quite a few different types that you can add, and you're probably familiar with, the Paradrop and Daisy Cutter, Carpet Bomber, the Ambulance, plus symbol, the Frenzy, Thunderbolt, and the Spy Drone, Pitcher, and etc. And now I'm going to give you an example of how to make one of these command buttons. Specifically, I'm going to use the Fire Weapon command, as it is no real difference than the object upgrade or the player upgrade, which is probably potentially the most common uses of this. I just so happen to have these command buttons already created. Magical. So as you can see, I put the primary, secondary, and tertiary. So the important part here is that this is going to be a single slot thing, not like the Scud missile where you need to actually do a switch weapon, which you would do right here. In fact, I'm also going to show you how to do the infantry. Also, I'm going to put this code down below. If you want to add the infantry RedguardBayonet to the unit, you can also add this to your game. As you can see, the weapon slot is the tertiary slot, and you would need the regular machine gun slot for your primary slot. Pretty cool, huh? So as I was saying, this is the primary fire, this is the secondary, and this is the tertiary. So in this case, if I wanted to add a cruise missile to one of my units and it's on its 3rd slot, I would use like the air pods the rocket pods for the Comanche. And in fact, let's do that right now. So the way I did this is I created 3 command sets, so it can shoot the primary shot, the secondary shot, and tertiary shot. So you just put that there, and in fact, if you wanted to have it switch like the Scud, you would put another one there, so you would have a switch for number 1, and then the fire for number 2, just like right here. Let's go check out my minigunner on boss real fast. As you can see, it has the minigun for the primary, but also has a secondary minigun for the air unit, and it has a tertiary RedguardBayonet. This coincides with the command for the bayonet, which is located right here, and it has the machine gun right here. So these are slots 1 and 3. So that's 1 and 3, so that would be the 2 top ones, and the capture building, as you know, would be down there. And obviously you can tend to see how I have the different command set. I'll add this code below. and my Google Drive if you want to see some other cool stuff. Fun fact, for a build-in on the GLA to become a real build-in, it is actually just an object upgrade. How about that? The same thing for the command sets. To add more command sets, it's just an object upgrade.